Oh shit, there's something I have to be doing here. Hang on. Yeah, this.
Yeah! Yes!
This is it.
This is my jam. Just let it wash over you.
Imagine having sex to this, folks.
Not yet. Haven't yet. Well,
Let us listen to the gentle, coital stylings of wit, sharper than fang, here on Alpha FM.
gentle coital stylings. That's an awful phrase.
Wait. What the hell are you people doing to my anniversary show?
This is so wholesome.
What is wholesome about your sex playlist?
All right.
I don't know,
fine.
there's something quite wholesome about, like, a happy, healthy,
Consensual
fairly
sexual
normal...
relationship.
Yeah, that's wholesome. It's adorable.
I promise I won't break out the ball gag when I do this thing.
Oh god.
The ball gag will be for another time.
Okay, so it's been almost an entire year. It's now been 250 episodes, and I have with me, if you haven't figured it out already, the guest who started the whole thing with me, Wit Sharper Than Fang.
It's absolutely my pleasure.
And Ferret Lord 123 is here too.
Hello!
Wouldn't have him without me.
True enough. We got the whole
we
operation.
recently passed our Facebook friendiversary, which means
Uh-huh.
I think you friended me like that day or the next day, which means we have been friends for exactly a year and a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
And what an amazing year it's been. It's been a lot of fun having you on the first year, and I look forward to more years having AlphaWit Thursdays and doing lots of cool stuff.
Yeah, I gotta say, I didn't expect to be this into this. I figured we'd, like, play Busytown, be nostalgic, and then, sort of, be Facebook friends, maybe play some games together on Steam, and sort of let it go. I didn't expect to want to do a weekly thing. And frankly, I'm pleasantly surprised by how much I'm enjoying it.
I honestly thought I would fizzle out after like 50 episodes or so, but somehow this has stayed interesting.
I think that is a testament to your interest in games, in all different ways. Like, I know you're in it for the nostalgia of reliving the edutainment of your childhood, or celebrating the modding community for something like Wolfenstein. And I think that's a way that you have different things you focus on with each game that you decide to showcase. And I think that's probably what keeps it fresh for you. That, and you have like a really fun group of friends who encourage you to, do this. Even if they can't catch your streams live, they'll, put it on as background noise from YouTube.
It's true, and it actually, somebody new in my server, Tronbon, I don't know if you guys were there when she introduced herself in there. That was actually what she did the very last time I streamed with Chibi when I did the Dr. Brain logic puzzles. She was stuck at work a few hours late, and I told her about the stream, so she put it on as background noise when it came on and continued to work. So, like, even that is just so awesome, the fact that somebody would actually pull up my show for some use for them, and like be able to get them through something like a tough long shift. That's a really cool thing for me. And I was never after the numbers when I first started doing this. I was in it
That's probably a good thing, to be honest.
That's exactly it. There's no disappointment. There's no discouragement. I'm doing it because I'm having fun with it. The guests that I have, the people in my server, the friends that I have that also game, like, from a streaming standpoint, honestly, that's all bonus to me. I'm doing it because I like doing it, and I ain't ready to stop anytime soon. So this is just year one. We got more to go.
To me, streaming is as close as I've been able to get to recreating sitting in my friend's basement with a bunch of us sitting on the couch. My friend had a projector.
Mm-hmm.
And one person would play the game and the others would basically like give them guidance or make fun of them or scream at them at tense parts of the game. And we would literally spend all night. Like I once went back to my house at 6:15 in the morning because we had spent all night playing games and like being online.
Yeah,
And
on the Inseminator.
yes,
Good
that was the name of the
times.
projector.
Well, hold it. The Inseminator?
All of my friends in high school were boys, and high school is a very fraught time for a young man. And that
We're all very sexually threatened by this thing. Its power was so...
immense.
Wait,
Yes.
wait, Ferret, were you part of this?
Oh yeah. We grew up in the same town. Went to the same high school 5 years apart.
Mm.
And so I met him through my high school friends who had been in Boy Scouts with Ferret. And
So a bunch of Boy Scouts, and they have a projector called the Inseminator. Awesome.
Boy Scouts are the dirtiest motherfuckers you'll ever meet.
So I've been led to understand.
Girl Scouts are what people picture Boy Scouts to be. Like they're all like incredibly morally upstanding, and like generous and sweet, and like till their dying day will genuinely enjoy singing camp songs. Boy Scouts will give themselves all food poisoning because they've decided they don't want to wash dishes after making themselves food on camping trips.
It was an important lesson in civics and the labor movement.
I guess so.
And
Chibi was one of them. I don't know if you guys have chat up, but she just said.
honestly, Chibi, that does fit in with my impression of you. Well, okay. Girl Scouts who like go all the way. Girl Scout dropouts. All right, boys, listen. Girl Scout dropouts can be anything, but like if you've got a Girl Scout who is like a genuine Girl Scout with like the least flattering of all the uniforms, those ladies are like the nicest humans on the planet. I mean, I was in Girl Scouts for a hot second.
I was a Girl Scout.
She started in 3rd grade, she says. All throughout
Yeah, I
high
was
school.
whatever the littlest one was, and then I was a brownie for like a
Daisy?
year before stop. Yeah, I was I think daisies were like kindergarten. Something quite young. Did that for 2 years, got promoted or whatever it is you have to do. I think that's just age. I don't think you have to like complete any tasks.
So basically, you have to get old for the next 2 years.
Indeed. Survive childhood is, I think, the only prerequisite for that one. Possibly, like, learn to write your name. Cool.
Yes, literacy. I remember it well.
What is this literacy
Oh.
you speak of?
So Chibi did do pretty much all of them.
Oh,
So yes, Chibi is absolutely one of those people, and if I started singing "There Was a Great Big Moose," she probably knows all the rest of the words to that song.
Oh no.
There was a great big moose.
There was a great big moose. It's an Echo song.
I'm not gonna do this.
He liked to drink a lot of juice.
I like to drink a lot of booze.
Yeah, that's because you're a Boy Scout.
Actually, I don't drink.
This is a repeat after me song.
I told
Oh
you
my
she
God.
knew. Look at this. We didn't even grow up in the same state, but Girl Scout songs are eternal.
Yeah, it's true. What was your highest award, Chibi?
Well, while we're waiting for that, I think we have a game to start.
Yeah, you should at least boot it up.
Indeed.
Would you like to play a game?
Wow.
Cool.
I think I know 2 people that did gold. I know one person like single-handedly organized like a GED class.
Whoa, that's way more impressive than what I did for my Eagle Scout project.
Yeah, Boy Scouts, Eagle Scouts projects are, like, fine, I guess, but, like, Girl Scout Gold Award projects have to be, like, they have to be pretty much insane.
All right. There we go.
So, this is the game that Alpha and I met over. And I think we probably explained this in our first episode.
Who cares? Like, the audio mix was bad anyway. We may as well re-explain it. And, Chibi, can you hear this? Because last time, the audio was just unhearable.
Welcome to Busytown. Climb on board the AlphaCopter and fasten your seatbelts. Off we go. Move the mouse to pick the playground you want to visit, and click. In the playground, you'll become a Busytown character by simply moving the mouse. Anytime you need help, click on the firebox.
Still low? Alright, let me do this.
So, Alpha and I met through a couple of mutual friends. And we were at, this little shopping area all together for, like, an Oktoberfest celebration.
Mm-hmm.
And, Alpha mentioned we should start with the seesaw, because there's just nothing.
I'll start with the seesaw?
Whichever one is...
There's
more than one?
Oh, I didn't know the CD version had this. Well, let's start with the regular so that we can do something mindless while we continue talking about the first show.
It gets more mindless. This is nothing. It gets even easier?
I guess.
That's absurd.
So anyway, yes, the Oktoberfest celebration.
And Alpha mentioned liking old computer games. And I said, oh yeah, I had this MS-DOS game from, like, Richard Scarry's Busytown. I used to play the shit out of that. And Alpha gets this look on his face. It's like, I played that all the time too. And then reaches into his pocket and pulls out a smartphone. And pulls up a goddamn music track from this game. Alpha has a dangerous obsession with MS-DOS games, and here we all are. And then he said, you know, I was thinking of, like, streaming it, and I think I said at the time, to whom? And he said, like, you know, some friends. And, this happened.
The numbers are equal on both sides.
Oh, man. Was it really a year ago?
It really was. So this activity is just nothing.
Yeah, it's...
You play, there's no goal, you can't win. You just get to play with numbers.
Can you balance the seesaw? Should we take somebody off the seesaw? Heavy is down, light is up.
Is that how it works?
It does its best to try and explain this concept to you.
Should we put somebody on the seesaw?
It is a little bit laggy.
It is.
I wonder if that can be helped by
Let's
upping
make
the
weight even.
frame rate a bit.
It helped me when I did mine. But you will have to restart, no?
No, there we go.
Oh, too fast! He's so fast!
Too fast?
Good job. Let's add another playmate.
It's just alarming. I'm alarmed. Oh god, lowly worm, no!
Can you
Please be
balance
safe.
the seesaw?
Okay, so the frame rate was 3,000. It is now 10,351. Should I drop
Too many.
Should I drop it to
Should we
50?
take somebody off the seesaw?
Like 5-0?
4,990.
Okay.
How's this?
I think that's a little more reasonable.
Let's make the weight even.
How's this?
That still freaks me out, but I'll get over it. Can you put Lowly Worm on the seesaw?
Yeah, but only if there's somebody else there
Number
first.
one.
He can't. Chibi still doesn't like it? Or was...
It's it's even, right?
Lowly Worm is illegal.
It's even, isn't it?
Good job. Let's add another playmate.
No?
Oh, okay.
Can you balance the seesaw?
All right.
Oh yeah, so what's the junior seesaw? How can this get
Should we
easier?
take somebody off the seesaw?
Fine
Bye.
question.
Ah, now that no one is on the seesaw, it is perfectly balanced.
Indeed.
Yeah, but isn't it supposed to be going up and down if it's perfectly balanced?
I would like for seesaws to
The seesaw.
always
The junior seesaw.
remain completely balanced when no one is on them. Oh,
Yeah, but what's...
this does look familiar. This is that they're all the same, huh? I gotta tell you,
While we play seesaw.
if you
Heavy is down, light is up.
find
Look,
the
numbers
seesaw
are equal
too
on both
advanced,
sides.
then the rest of this game is
Can
not
balance
for you.
the seesaw? Whee!
Yeah.
This is fun. I'm going up and down. Good job.
I
Let's
love
add
his
another
very
playmate.
soft accent.
Bye.
What is his accent?
I want to say vaguely southern, but I've found that I have a lot of trouble differentiating between southern and like certain parts of the Midwest.
The junior seesaw.
Alright, where should we go next?
Something with a plot. Like,
Something with a
you know the
plot?
beach? I lied. Not a plot. Let's do the beach. That one doesn't have much of a plot either.
Oh, the...
And then we can do something like,
Oh, the wind?
yeah.
Who likes
And then we'll
getting
do something
blown?
that's yeah, yeah, yeah. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims of Hurricane Michael.
Yes.
But a lot of Puerto Rico still doesn't have power, so
Be warned, if you've ever been a victim of a storm like that, what you're about to see may be a little bit offensive,
I'm
so...
the wind. I can blow the clouds in the sky,
What?
shake the trees, or carry Mr. Frumble's hat away. The
so this
windmill
is just
turns
like a
when I
mischief
blow it.
simulator.
Pretty much. And also, this version seems to have much more defined musical instruments. Like, the percussion in the original DOS was not very strong at
The
all.
balloons fly high. Whee!
And the wind didn't
The
speak in
windmill
the old
turns
version
when I
either.
blow it.
I'm not sure that's
The
true.
windmill turns when I blow
I
it.
remember that
The
wee
balloons
noise.
fly high. Whee!
Yeah, no, that comes from my childhood.
When I blow the clouds in front of the sun, the sky turns gray. The windmill
Yeah,
turns
and
when I
so
blow
does
it.
every fucking thing else.
Just turns down the saturation.
I can make the airplane turn around.
Although that's kind of what the eclipse looked like. I was not in the full eclipse, I was merely in the penumbra, a word whose definition I only recently learned. And that's the only time I think I can use it.
Hmm.
So I'm glad I got it in there. But it just looked like everything was like paler.
Whoa, my kite! Better hold on.
Let it go. Let go of the kite. Let go of the kite. Let go of the goddamn kite!
Whoa, my kite!
It takes a lot to make me let
Jesus.
go of the kite. The only thing that made me let go of the kite is when we got it caught in a tree that was comfortably 45 feet tall and had no low branches,
That's
so
such-
it was impossible to climb.
That's such a Charlie
And
Brown
also
situation.
on
I
private
love it.
property.
Ah,
It was 3 days after I had received the kite as a gift, and we had to cut the string with my keys, and my parents were kind enough to replace it.
you know, the original version, I could just sit the wind in one place and it would hold the hat. They seem to have fixed that for this version.
They patched the hat bug,
To the ocean.
Yeah, so it seems.
Whoosh.
nerf the wind, wind is OP.
My boat floats so well.
Flying
So-
kites with you is one of my fondest Allendale memories.
Yikes.
It scared me
The
so
wind is
bad when
blowing
you had to
the wave
climb up
into
on the
my
baseball
boat.
backstop to get it unstuck.
The wind
Really?
feels good.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna fall and die.
That's sweet.
I do remember, like, you were, like, doing it like a champ, and all I could think of was, like, the only way I can help him is to be encouraging. So I, like, went,
Back
like,
to the beach.
a little bit, like, bardic inspiration and just, like, complimented you, and was like, you're doing amazing! You're like a spider! You are the spider, and this is your web!
Hey, who wants to see me do something terrible?
Yikes! The wind is blowing the wave into my boat.
Oh, that's right, you can, like, kill a dude.
Oh no! My boat is
Jesus.
sinking.
Stay put, buddy. Stay put.
Oh, I don't think I knew you could trap him.
I mean, does he look like he's making any progress?
Yeah, it is pretty haunting, Chibi.
Here.
Speaking
I'll
as a
make it so-
lifeguard, it's
Here.
always the eyes that give
Here.
away if someone is drowning.
Here, I'll make it so you don't have to see his eyes.
Richard, is this upsetting? Sorry, Ferret, is this upsetting for you?
No.
Professor Dredge?
Bet it feels like you were swimming for an eternity, huh?
Every sailor should be a good swimmer.
Little swimmers make babies.
Oh,
He was
yes.
wearing his life jacket.
And then he just stays there forever. He
Is that a
lives in a
smoker?
barrel.
It kind of looks like a smoker.
It
It
is.
does look like a smoker.
I just
actually
realized
pretty-
how great that is.
Yeah, that's rough.
Hey, you want to goose the goose?
Yeah, yeah.
The wind tickles my feathers. The wind tickles my feathers.
That did not seem as personal when I was single digits years
This is
old.
the captain speaking. Just a little turbulence. Buckle your seatbelts and enjoy the ride. This is the captain speaking. Just a little turbulence. Buckle your seatbelts and enjoy.
It's a shame we can't put the plane down. I mean, what?
Oh, hey! Oh, no, it's a submarine.
It's a yellow submarine. It's the Neptune!
Ahoy, baby. It's a windy day. Take the submarine back down.
I think I wouldn't. I was about to say something very stupid.
The wind tickles
Just
my
what
I
we-
was about to say, I think I would enjoy being in like a little submarine. Like one where you could like see out of. And then I remembered I played Subnautica, and we proved categorically that I find that situation intensely frightening.
Hmm.
I did watch a fascinating speedrun of that game.
Hey, Chibi, what light bulb you know blows out like that? Rip.
Literally. You ripped it.
Moth is displeased with your disrespect of the lamp.
No, 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 don't bring that shit here.
Oh no, absolutely bring that shit here. I would love to hear this.
No.
We have a friend who promises to get a
The wind tickles my feathers.
if the moth meme is still a thing, the end of October.
Hmm.
And I am convinced to live the moth meme life to make that happen.
Who's gonna do this?
Max.
That's dumb. I would have expected that shit from Dominic. I thought Max was smarter than that.
I think we've done
Well,
enough
we'll
here.
see what I can accomplish with peer pressure.
Peer pressure. Always the answer, isn't it?
How to play. The seesaw.
Where should we go
Okay,
now?
let's go with something that does have a plot. Building the house has a plot.
Sure does. Let's
Seesaw.
go.
Building the house.
I always enjoyed this one. I remember when we did this a year ago, Alpha really enjoys chaos.
Yeah.
I find it slightly stressful.
Why do you think I play to completion like I
Hi,
do?
Uncle. Hi, Lowly. I'm building a house for the Stitches family.
Hi, Jason. Want some help?
Great. I'll go get the mortar and bricks with my forklift.
In is considered proper to build a house from the outside in.
Alright. I want to see if I can pull this off. One shot. One animation. Nope.
Not quite.
So yeah, first you build the chimney with an inhuman and unrealistic amount of speed. Then we contract shingles. Feel like tapping out yet?
Are you okay? Be careful, Huckle.
Of course not.
That was
That
not that bad of a joke.
That happens once, inevitably. You cannot do anything about it. It'll happen, just go on.
Wait, what was not bad of a joke? I think I missed a joke.
Do you feel like tapping out yet?
It's a wrestling joke.
Well,
You
it's more.
tap to attach the shingles to the roof.
Okay.
I don't know if I would necessarily call the motion of a hammer tapping when you are affixing shingles. So that could be why it doesn't translate. It's definitely a tapping sound. The sound effects they chose, I don't think, really reflects the force required to drive a nail.
Mm-hmm. Say, what do you suppose the water heater does?
It verfs the flamen.
What?
Let me see if I can find that post.
Ferret? What does the water heater do?
Heat water?
I'm taking suggestions from the crowd, too.
That was heavy.
Oh no, you're a meme.
Here's the cold water faucet.
What if I
It's a long piece of pipe.
imager?
What does the cold water faucet do?
Disperse cold water?
Disperse. Dispense.
Ferret, you're giving the least funny answers you possibly can here.
Okay.
It
The cold
tracks
water
panthers.
faucet helps me after blue balls. I don't know.
That's more like it.
He's
Here.
panicking.
Here, I'll give you an example of what I'm essentially getting at here. The hot water faucet is my favorite enema.
Oh no, don't use hot water. No. People genuinely get admitted to the emergency room for using too hot of liquid when they use enemas. I wish I was kidding.
I legitimately had to spend 15 minutes yesterday explaining to a group of high school boys why they shouldn't take alcohol enemas to get wasted.
Kids, don't try anything you're hearing at home.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought you wanted this new job.
I do. It's just not what I pictured doing with my life. I mean, it's. I'm doing the Lord's work,
Yeah,
but
you sure are.
No kidding. What does the sink do?
Oh, I got this one. It verfs nebbles.
What?
Go to the Skype window. I found the post.
Why am I afraid?
Not that bad.
Hold on, folks.
Are you ready for the washing
do.
Nobody can see anything aside from the game window, so this is just me. Okay. Now I know where you're going with this.
Yeah.
This is a Panzer Shrek. It's Shrek's Panzers.
Verbs.
A lot of they stop making sense after a while.
Chibi, because I'm sure you're gonna want to know about this.
Oh.
German is a very descriptive language.
like for the Eisenbahn and it bonds Eisen, that's not true at all.
Okay.
Because Bahn is like a word for road or street, and oh, hang on. Maybe it does.
So,
Because I was thinking of a different word.
so would it be safe to say that you don't want your teeth on that sink?
Yes?
What? I'm not sure I've ever met a sink I did want to have my teeth on.
Is this like a sink your teeth into it joke?
Well,
Because it doesn't really read.
think about what sink could be slang for. That's about.
Oh, that
what-
wasn't it?
Sink is slang for some part of the female anatomy, and
No, it's not.
it is.
Sink?
It is now. You know why? Because for one night only, it's my anniversary, and I think it sounds very funny.
Sink.
I think. Do you want to tell us what it's slang for, or do you think it's funnier that we're going to desperately spend the next comfortably 30 minutes trying to think what you think it stands for?
Well, I'll just tell you, badge.
Oh, let's just say I had a spoon caught in her garbage disposal, if you know what I mean.
I know what you
Perfect.
mean. I know what you mean.
That's horrific.
Okay. How about the washing machine? What kind of sexual activity is that good for?
Lonely nights, housewives, out of peanut butter.
That's one hell of a masturbation
Oh my
tool.
god, Ferret.
Wow. You lead a sad life, don't you?
Jesus.
That was
That's
heavy.
rough.
Wow. Okay, how about this?
The furnace weighs a lot too.
Like your mom.
Sex robots have come a long way since 1991.
Yeah, well, I'm sure kids that age weren't thinking about it this way. Okay,
Wanna
well,
be
let me
either.
ask
What happened?
let me ask a slightly different question. What happens when you stick your dick in a furnace?
Oh, you have the hottest sex of your life.
That was heavy.
Oh, no kidding.
This is. You're gonna put this on YouTube, aren't you? Please don't.
Of course I'm going to put it on YouTube. It's just, this is the most important show I've had yet.
Yeah, no, this game is full of plot holes. I recall wanting to write several letters when we played it the first time.
Yes, I recall, and I'm pretty sure nobody's actually there to take it.
Oh, I'm sure this company is long defunct.
How about this pipe? As if...
Something about a dick, of course.
Oh, yeah, of course, as if the use isn't obvious enough.
I'll pipe her chimney.
Ooh,
Et cetera, et cetera.
ooh.
Let me know if this air duct fits, Huckle.
You should have measured it, you asshole. This is why contractors take forever.
Unless he's asking for a different fit, like the fact that there are spaces in that air vent you could stick something in.
Oh, God. This is, like, bad.
The green chair is very big.
You're in a really weird mood tonight.
It's my anniversary.
You do kind of sound like you have just finished an excellent round of day drinking, and you are reaping the alcoholic whirlwind.
I'm mostly on
Or
Mountain
we are reaping it at least.
Oh, I'm mostly on Mountain Dew right now, and the red variety, not the normal stuff.
Yeah, but I thought you drank a lot of Mountain Dew. It shouldn't affect you like this.
I don't drink a lot of Code Red.
Oh.
Also,
Yeah,
this,
that red 40 hits you really hard.
Also, this I forgot to do last time. You have to do this before you put all the appliances in. Look at the head peeking out of the chimney. Now, when he comes out, where's all the soot?
I mean, it's new construction, right?
Yeah,
There
but
has
he
been
should-
no fire.
Yeah, but look at the top.
Yeah,
He is sooty.
yeah, you see that?
I
color has slightly
see,
changed.
said the blind man.
What was I gonna say?
What's the chair good for?
Reclining.
Good. Wit.
I don't really want to play this game. I'm finding it a little upsetting.
You don't know what a chair's good for? It's good for sitting.
Yeah, Wit. God,
Come
what am I
on.
thinking about?
I was gonna say that I'm only a little bit kidding about the red 40 hitting you really hard. Because...
Lamp!
No, it's absolutely true. And also, lamps are good for two things. One, illuminating the room, and two, they make good headgear at college parties.
And banging into over and over and over and over again.
You have experience then?
Oh yes,
Oh, hell
I could
to
run
the
into that lamp all night long. Unless it gets turned off.
Give me the lamp, brother.
And finally, the television is good for what?
Tuning into channels you don't quite get and hoping they're porn.
See? Now you're thinking. Although
Alright,
I was just gonna say watching television. And magically everything fucking functions.
That
Let's find out.
says something about the
Go.
mid to late 90s sex education of America. That's how I found out that like homosexuality was a thing.
Here's an
Was
From channels you didn't
lesbian
quite
pornography, highly scrambled lesbian pornography.
Highly scrambled lesbian pornography.
I am
get. I gotta
Yes.
say, I always thought the way I found out about homosexuality was pretty, like, tactless in general. But I think you win this one. I learned about homosexuality from a stand-up comedian.
Hmm.
And then my parents had to explain it to me because they were like, do you know, like, as I was laughing, like, do you know why you're laughing? I'm like, not really. And then they explained it.
Wow.
Chicken and egg are sitting in a bed. The chicken is smoking a cigarette. The egg just rolls over and says, well, I guess that
Guess we
answers that
answered
question.
Yeah.
I'll get help.
Oh, poor David.
That was fast. Are you telling me you couldn't push a button?
Thanks for turning on the water heater.
You can lift
Hey,
and
listen, it's hard to find, alright?
you can lift and hook up a big fucking furnace, but you can't push a button?
I got that joke, Richard, and I don't appreciate it.
Oh.
But I don't appreciate any of the jokes you guys have made tonight, so don't feel that bad.
Okay.
You guys have to remember that deep down, I don't like anything.
Well, then what does it matter what we say? Because if you don't like anything...
Precisely.
The furnace will warm up the house.
Nothing you do will satisfy me ever.
And that's why we love you.
We have enough heat.
I'd like to think I keep you striving for greatness, but mostly I'm just a downer.
More light makes it easier to read.
Yeah, but even downers need loving.
Thanks, I think.
Diddle Diddle Dumpling, my son John, went to bed with his trousers on, one shoe off and one shoe on.
Ah, yes,
Diddle
the
Diddle
dumpling
my
diddler.
son John.
My most infamous client.
Wow. Wow, that really does turn all of that on its head.
Oh, amazing.
Wow. When was the last time you actually worked with sex offenders?
Like 3 years ago. I miss it.
He called for his pipe, and he called
It
for
was
his
what you were
bowl,
trained
and he
for.
called for his fiddler's toy.
I'm gonna remember that one for a while.
Yeah, that was very good.
Oh my god.
Did you ever actually have a client that, like, the media gave a nickname to?
I only really had one famous client, and he wasn't really mine. He was, one of the Delaware nobility. Like, Delaware has two things that bring in money. One of them is Tyson Chicken Farms,
Texas
which
chicken
is
farms.
a small portion of it, but
Whenever you're nearby.
the majority of their
Bye-bye.
money is their economy comes from their chemical engineering, material designs, from god damn it, what's the name of it?
Isn't it DuPont?
DuPont, yes, thank you.
Oh,
And
Yeah,
so-
they own the state.
Yeah, so one of the DuPonts, lots of mental illness in their family. One of the DuPonts was caught diddling boys, and the judge legitimately said, jails are a terrible place, and the defendant would not do well in a jail, so he will get probation instead. Which, I mean, she was right. Jails are not a place that you go and you come out a better person. They're terrible, and terrible things happen there, and it's not exactly a place where you go and you advance your life and your career and your dreams and your opportunities. So, okay, fair, but everyone else has to go to jail. Just not America's nobility. But you don't understand. Delaware would be like a deserted wasteland if not for the DuPont. And so an entire third of the state is filled with buildings and people because of DuPont. And so he just got off. And he was one of the most dysfunctionally rich people I've ever seen. He couldn't, his chauffeur couldn't figure out where our office was, so he just wouldn't show up for mandatory evaluations. Never got in trouble for it. But yeah, it was bad. You want to talk about learned helplessness. Here's a person who never had to do anything in his life. And so, he was, one of the first affluenza cases that kind of, the media latched onto.
Hi, Huckle. Please give me some strawberries.
That is
In a jiffy.
wild. But you're right. I've been to that section of Delaware, and there are parks named after DuPont and schools named after DuPont, and there were factories that employed thousands of people, and now they're headquartered there, so they employ hundreds of more white collar workers in a more business capacity. But it
May I do for you?
made the state a place where people would live because there was work there. I mean, now they're all stuck there, and Delaware is the fucking Wild West, but it is what it is because of that family.
Yeah. If they had not invented, lycra and rubber, vulcanized rubber and everything else that they invented, then there would be no jobs in Delaware. And because, all of the non-chemical engineering jobs are there to provide services for the
Or the
people
chemical engineers.
employed. Yeah, exactly. Very, very literally. And when you go south of the canal, it's nothing. It's nothing. There's just large open fields, some woods. Occasionally there's a farm, but it's just it's all flyover state. Their state capital has a bus that comes in and out at 11 in the morning, and that's it. That's the only public transportation. There's no trains, there's no buses, there's no subways. The entire city just kind of shuts down at 4 o'clock, and that's it.
You're welcome.
It's a very strange place.
Yeah, and it's
What may I do for you?
And so they know, they know where their biscuit is getting buttered from, and they respect the buttering knife.
I still don't agree with the judge's decision, but I understand why the decision was made.
Bruno's Deli. The gas station.
I think, like, I almost agree with. I'm almost the opposite because I agree with the decision not to send a person to jail because they wouldn't do well there. But I am upset about the why. Because like.
Yeah, I guess I do sort of come, if I had to quantify it, I do kind of come down more on that side. I think more people should be given that option. Because there are, you know, I believe what you believe, that, you know, sexual offenses, many of them can be helped through therapy and forms of rehabilitation. And you can't get that in a prison system. I don't think the rich guy should be the only one afforded that understanding.
I agree 100%. Welcome everyone to the AlphaWit Jurisprudence Hour.
I was wondering when we were going to get a name for this. Actually, you know what? I probably ought to write that down. What a...
Yeah, you gotta put that in the tags on his Twitch stream.
The tags? Screw that. That's going in the title. What hour is this again? I'm sorry.
The AlphaWit Jurisprudence.
AlphaWit Jurisprudence?
Yeah.
Juris.
Latin for something.
Okay, the AlphaWit Jurisprudence Hour.
This happens every time we get together on the stream. We end up talking about, like, deeply upsetting legal matters.
Well, when we're not talking about making household items,
All set and ready to go.
like, have other purposes.
Sorry about that. Skype just decided that it wanted to abandon its obligations.
What do you mean?
My Skype cut out for like an extended period. Not because of you guys, because...
I mean, I got your message.
I heard you.
Yeah. No, I mean like I dropped out of the call and came back. But I'm back!
Oh, okay.
It was-
Hi, Ferret.
Oh.
Hello. 5 gallons unleaded. Oh god, is this early enough that there was leaded gasoline?
Oh, yeah.
It was early enough that they had to say unleaded, but not so early that that phrase didn't confuse the shit out of me.
And
Because I had to ask my mom, what the fuck are they talking about? I didn't say it like that, of course.
I was gonna say, did you say fuck?
No, I don't think I learned about fuck until like 5th grade.
I'll get the fire extinguisher.
Oh, yeah, that's about when I learned the fuck word.
That's when I learned to
96? 96 was when leaded gasoline was banned in the US.
Yep, and this
So
is...
I'm
And this is 93, so...
yeah.
I
Come back
probably
soon.
played it around 96.
Yep.
But it's not like I was at any, like, driving around in the car with my parents, that I was at any gas stations that still advertise, we've got lead in our gasoline. It wasn't like something the concept in either direction was something I had never heard of.
I once revamped the lyrics to the song that goes with this game.
Yeah, you changed a couple of words and you made it about sex.
Yes, I did. It's called...
What?
Yeah.
Alpha?
Soon.
Make it about sex?
I didn't call it the fap...
Surely you jest.
I didn't call it the FAP station or anything.
Wait,
Well-
where's there
May I
a
help you? Please give me.
place that says deli on the door? Where's the supermart part of
We-
this gas station?
We missed an entire play area talking about famous rapists and their punishment.
Papists.
Come back
Vapists.
soon.
Oh my god, please no.
Vapists? Did you just say vapists? Oh, hey, 69. See?
What?
There's a 6. And there's a 9.
Oh, Illuminati confirmed. More like Illuminati.
This is terrible.
Ooh.
Don't worry, folks. I'll put this right
I don't
back.
think I signed up for a repeat of the Pikmin stream, but here we all are.
But this isn't Pikmin. And Rissa's not here.
I think even that may have gone a little far for Richard, considering his professional training.
I know a way to
Cannibalism?
I know a way to find out. Watch this.
The Pikmin stream is, of course, they were making it dirty, but in the beginning of the first Pikmin game, they stress over and over how much they are comparable to children.
Episode 5, gang.
And like how childlike they are. And that was a little too far for...
Did you happen to admonish your girlfriend about
You should
that?
check the oil more often. Running out of oil could ruin your engine.
You there, Wit?
Thanks. Have a good day.
Her headset cut out.
I think we've done about enough here.
I don't know if she can see the chat. GB! We need you to inform Jacqueline that her headset has died.
I can hear you!
I can.
Help us, Obi-Wan.
No. I can hear her extremely.
Kenobi.
I can hear her extremely faintly.
Really?
Yes.
If you're there!
Hold on a sec, Ferret. Wit.
It's still that quiet?
Yeah, extremely.
Oh, yeah. You are there.
That's so weird, because it's perfectly loud for me. I don't know. I'm talking.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, it is very quiet. Figure.
I don't know what happened. Kill the call and reset it. Let's see if something funky happened there. Hang tight a sec, folks.
Any better?
Teeny bit.
I'm gonna exit the call and come back.
Yeah.
How about now?
There.
Oh,
we
that's
go.
much better.
Weird. I have no idea. It's usually when it cuts out, it doesn't affect volume in any way. Thank you for your patience, everyone.
Yeah. Okay.
Very strange.
I'm gonna leave this poor little guy stranded. We're done here.
Indeed. We have shown all of the things that we can do at this location. Let's do the doctor next.
You wanna play doctor next? Because I mean that can be arranged. Yeah.
Also, I would not have
Dr.
pegged
Diane.
Rissa as having, like, a dirtier mind than you.
Oh, ho.
She was in like a joking, jovial mood, and I don't know. I think it depends on everyone's definition of dirty.
We played really well off of each other that night. And the whole thing about Olimar's accent.
Dr. Diane, I've got a problem with my cheek.
Everybody
I'll
there?
put a bandage on.
Yes, I just can't remember Olimar having a remarkable accent.
He probably
Alright.
didn't, but I'm saying the one that I gave him.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember the one?
I don't.
If you think it's filthy now, you're in for a real surprise next!
Now I do.
Now you remember?
Yep. It all came
You'll feel much
tumbling
better.
back.
Ah, that's better. And on my
that
check.
was an amazing night, and that was only the 5th stream.
I think we set up Rissa's laptop in the living room and watched the stream on my TV
Open wide.
and used her laptop as the microphone.
I remember.
So we were able to sit together in relative comfort, and I got to give my girlfriend looks of shock and betrayal as she made jokes that I found personally distasteful.
Take care of your pain.
Oh, the whole fucking
And it
stream was
hurts on my
distasteful.
knee.
I mean, you needed a straight man. If we were all doing it, it almost wouldn't have been funny anymore.
Yeah.
But like that wasn't like I'm playing a role. I thought that the jokes about
Uh-oh.
What if we
Like-
did?
getting very close
Yikes.
to insinuating that he was going
Yikes.
to have sex with children.
Yikes!
Jackie playing the straight man.
Bandage on it.
Yeah. Happy National Coming Out Day, everybody.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It is NCOD. I hope
COD?
everyone
You'll feel much
Coming out
better.
day. Cool.
is
Well,
safe
another owie on my
and able to
foot.
come out
I'll put a
in
bandage on it.
the way of their choosing, and may everyone who does
That will
have
take care of your
positive or neutral
And it
reactions.
hurts on my eyebrow.
And if
I'll
you're
put
not
a
safe,
bandage on it.
don't come out. Don't let anyone pressure you into coming out before you're ready or
You'll feel
before you
much
are
better.
in a situation to
Ah, that's better. And
do so
on
without
my
risk.
wrist.
I'll put a bandage on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely
I-
true.
That
I
will
tend
take
to
care of
refer
your
to
pain.
it as the acronym because when I was in
And
college,
on my ankle.
in our Gay Straight Alliance,
bandage
there
on
was a position on the executive team whose job it was to organize 2 events per year. And
feel
the
much
one was
better.
the celebration of National Coming Out Day, and one was the
That's
National Day of
better.
Silence.
And on my
And so it,
stomach.
NCOD NDOS chair, and I got very good at saying those very fast. And I held that position for 1 year, and I think the year after I held the position, they said, this is dumb.
Open wide.
Let's transfer those responsibilities into something else. I did a very good job.
I'll
That's
put a
not why they
bandage on
took
it.
it away. They took it away because that was not enough things
That will
for
take care of your pain.
to justify
And it hurts
having
on
a whole
my
position for it.
waist.
Oh, that's a
I'll
shame.
put
I mean,
bandage
it's
on
good.
it.
They made the job harder, and I didn't have to do it the next year, so I had no problems with that.
You'll feel much better.
Ah, that's better. And on my hand.
Well, I just
I'll
want
put
you
a
to know
bandage
that
on
I support you as you transition to being the straight man of this trio.
That will take care of
Yikes.
your pain.
I want you to know
And
that I'm
on
proud
my
of you.
Finger.
Thanks,
I'll
assholes.
put a bandage on it.
Hey, wait a second. I didn't even tell you why I'm proud.
You'll feel much better.
Do you think that matters in
Ah,
my gratitude
that's
and
better.
also calling you an
And on
asshole?
my hand.
Well, I was gonna say that
I'll
I'm
put a
proud of your
bandage on it.
bravery in standing up. But if
That
you're gonna
will
call
take
me an
care of your
asshole
pain.
for it,
Well,
Oh.
Yeah,
there's
like
another
standing
Okay.
up at
on
all,
my neck.
or like about something in
I'll put a
particular?
bandage
No. So he was proud of you not for the thing that I was busting your
You'll
chops
feel
about.
much better.
He was proud of you for
And
your
on my
heartfelt speech,
heel.
I
Yeah.
believe.
I'll put a
But I
bandage
ruined the
Yeah.
moment.
Wait,
by
someone's
making you
being
bad fun.
genuine on this stream? Because that's fucking
That will take
unacceptable.
care of your pain.
And it hurts
We
on
don't
my
do that
ear.
here.
I'll put a bandage
okay.
on it.
How about this then? Fuck all of your views. How's that?
Attaboy.
Are you happy now?
Much better. I definitely feel like we're
You'll feel
communicating
much
better
better.
than we ever have before.
Well, there's another owie on my toe.
I'll put a bandage on it.
Okay, well I guess year 2 is just gonna be more of the same, isn't it?
That will take
Do
care
you
of your pain.
want to transition it into anything else?
And on
No,
my
not at all.
arm.
All right.
I'll put a bandage on it.
It wouldn't be the
Then,
AlphaStream without public service announcements, political discussions, technical issues, and a lot of raunchy and completely not safe for work or children stuff.
You'll feel much better.
Indeed.
That's better. And on my
I'm a little
head.
concerned that this doctor
put
hasn't
a
called like
bandage on
Child Protective Services for this kid.
I'm kind of surprised she hasn't called him out on being a hypochondriac.
That will take care of your pain.
Uh-huh. And on my leg.
Well, the doctor's obviously from a
I'll
zoo in
put
New
a
York.
bandage on it.
I think he is too.
You'll feel much better.
Well, there's another owie on my nose.
The boy's a hypochondriac.
Uh-oh. What
Or
did we
perhaps
hear?
he's malingering to get painkillers.
That is a serious problem.
He clearly breathed out his
I'll
mouth.
put a bandage on it.
And somebody explained to me
That will take
how
care
any of
your
this is
pain.
effective treatment.
Uh-huh. And on my shoulder.
Yeah, I
Well, the
don't
bandages-
need band-aids for
Oh,
painkillers.
hold up. Now we're getting to the effective treatment.
Oh, that's
Or
right.
is this a cravat? Are we gonna cravat this up? Oh. What? Is that a hypodermic?
This
Yeah.
won't hurt. Too much.
This, ladies and gentlemen, has just become a vaccination ad.
Yikes!
Was that a
I'll put a
vaccination?
bandage on it.
I mean,
I-
it was hypodermic needle.
You'll feel
I
much better.
think it was like a cortisone injection.
That's better.
Also, what is a
the
cravat?
Whoa.
I
Put a
thought that they were
bandage
going
on
to immobilize the shoulder.
That's
They
what
did.
And a
care
cravat
for.
is a three-pointed
And it hurts on my mouth.
Oh,
piece
no.
of
I'll put a bandage on it.
Now we get to the nitty gritty of this,
Oh,
guys.
sling.
Yeah, the old timey sling.
Yeah.
So, are we about ready to shut him up?
Yep.
I think that's about the last one.
The mouth is
No more complaints?
statically
I hope
programmed
it
to be the
feels
last
good.
one.
Bye now.
Ooh.
Also, where was
Yeah.
Huckle through all this?
This is such a HIPAA violation.
But he's not a.
I don't think that's the only violation that's about to take place.
But he's not a hippo. He's an elephant.
Oh God.
Oh. All right.
Wait, now you're upset?
I would
That's
n-
what's too far for you?
No, I'm not upset. I'm just saying I would never have expected an exotic cat and an elephant. What kind of babies would that make anyway?
Hey man, when you're hung like an elephant, you get lots of pussy.
That right there. That right fucking there.
That was
That was
actually quite well done.
that was beautiful. Oh my god. Well done, Ferret.
I
Well,
mostly appreciate the speed that you got that with.
I was torn between two, but that one was immediately available. There was something about Republicans grabbing pussy, and I know it's there. I just didn't have the time to workshop it.
That was also pretty good. Wow. Wow, great job, everyone.
oh my god. Oh god. Not
No, not Mr. Fix It yet. He's my favorite.
not safe for work, boys and girls.
Are you implying that the rest of it was?
No, but that moment right there just took the fucking cake.
Do the warehouse or the banana criminal.
Let's do the warehouse. Oh man.
Wow.
An adult elephant has the largest penis of any land animal.
That is to be expected.
I mean,
Guess so. I was wondering if that would be the case.
well then
Well,
I
the reason,
well then I
like-
guess the way of nature is exactly as you said, isn't it?
The reason a lot of quadrupeds have such improbably long penises is that during copulation, at no point do their hips ever like touch the hips of the female. It's a distance game. They only ever like actually end up inserting like probably max like half of the length of the penis. It's just so they can like they don't have to get like all the way up close.
That's very observant.
Former horse girl.
Yes.
I mean,
indeed.
kind of still horse girl. I'm a non-practicing horse girl.
You still have the hair.
I do still have the hair. I met someone recently in my community band who is a practicing horse girl. She's a professional farrier.
Really?
Oh.
And I asked her,
Wow.
I have to double check something for a friend. Did you used to have very long hair? And she said, yeah, I did.
What section
But that
was
was
she?
before she became a professional horse girl, and you need your hair up and safely out of the way.
Did I ever tell you that I have a theory, an operational theory, as to why that correlation exists?
I know you observed the correlation. I didn't know you had an operational theory. Go on.
So, I believe, what is the thing that long hair, being able to keep long hair, and horses have in common?
Drive carefully.
Privilege?
Don't hit the barricade.
Excessive brushing. And I think that is a large part of the correlation between the two. Also, are we getting stopped and frisked? What's going on here?
We almost ran over a couple people having lunch at the cafe.
Yeah, Alpha plays this particular section as a challenge to show off what happens when you commit every possible wrong answer. He wants to show off each unique possibility to do it wrong, and I find that stress-inducing.
Well, I hope you've been entertained, Chibi.
Yeah, thank you for coming along.
Yes,
it wouldn't
thank
have been the same without you. Also, I'm really proud of my Obi-Wan Shinobi.
Oh.
Are you?
I am.
It's not that good. Anyway, get out of here, Chief. Have a good night.
Alright, so I'm thinking it wouldn't be an AlphaStream without some kind of game show, right?
Oh boy.
We do our best. Why?
So, let's see who can come up with where each of these items go before the other can. Like this hat, for example.
Isn't there a clothes store? This is not fair because I've played this game.
I don't even know what's on the other side of the bridge.
Well, just say a shop you think you might expect a hat to go, and you get a point for
I
each
feel
time
like
you're
there's
right.
some sort of clothing store.
I'll
The
tell you what. I'll make it a little bit stricter so that it's more. I suspect it will be more even. You have to give the exact name of the shop.
Okay, so the hat needs to go to the police to be booked into evidence as part of the rape kit.
No, Jesus. No, it's not gonna be
Okay.
anything like that.
Okay, and you say clothing shop, Wit?
Yeah, I don't think it's specifically a hat store. Actually, you know, it might specifically be a hat store.
Well, what I'm gonna make it specific to the name. That way, it's
Haberdashery.
a little
Indeed,
more
a
even.
haberdashery.
Sorry, I interrupted you because I had a
It
moment
is-
of pressured speech to say haberdashery.
It is the dress shop. Oops.
What did you do wrong?
The
He
kid,
ran over the kids.
the kids were
He
crossing.
was trying to pick up chicks that were coming out of the school.
This is getting uncomfortably close to Pikmin. Oh, I know what this is. It's a kite and it goes to the toy store. I would like that kite. It's kind of badass.
All right. What do you say, Ferret?
I trust Wit's judgment.
So you say.
Oh, I don't have like a dirty
Well, no, I mean,
pun-based joke.
well, no, you got to say
this
it.
one.
It's
He
a game
wants
show
you
after
to
all.
say the answer again.
Oh.
Yeah, say what your answer is.
What?
The
Kite.
kite.
I don't know what you're trying to lead me to say.
Well,
If you agree with me, he wants you to say it again.
say what Wit
Oh.
said.
Toy store.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Final answer. Okay.
Yeah, toys. So you both get a point. It's as simple as that.
Okay.
Oh,
This
hey,
is great.
what are you doing over there? Jacking off in public?
Oh wow, you like actually ran him down.
Yeah, this one has some of the more upsetting animations.
But purposefully. Like, they specifically added in an animation for transgressive behavior.
I know.
So can it really be called Transgressive Recycling Center?
All right.
Or, I don't know, convenience store?
So you're saying convenience store?
I would guess a recycling center.
What have you got, Wit?
I don't recall if this game has one. I guess I wouldn't be very surprised.
Grocery store?
What do the bottles look like? No, they've got stuff in them, so I'm gonna go with the grocery store.
You say grocery store?
I'm
Yeah.
inclined to agree.
Well, considering
Drugstore.
they don't tell you what's in the bottles, but you can make an inference at this point as to what's in them.
Coke.
No. No, they're... The only reason they'd be in the drugstore I can think of would be as if they're alcohol.
An elixir?
Yeah, it's a snake oil.
Oh wow, you like legit crashed that.
Yeah, that's what I told you. This one has a ton of like you done fucked up animations, and Alpha wants to show off each individual one.
It's also
Can you
extreme-
drive into the river?
Sure.
Oh, cool!
You'll need to watch where you're going.
This is stressing me out.
Okay, how about the chalkboard?
School?
School, probably.
Yeah.
You both say school?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Alpha's not allowed within 500 yards of there anymore, so this is gonna be a little
Gotta-
difficult.
He's got to park up the street and walk.
Well, it is the school.
Just what I was expecting. Thanks a lot.
Cheep, cheepy, cheep, cheepy, cheepy, cheep.
Don't be so cheap.
Ice cream for the ice cream store.
And blood for the blood god.
I believe that you can use blood in place of dairy, so a blood ice cream would be the same consistency.
Who told you that?
That's
For the Irish.
That's an ice cream pretty high in iron.
Can you be more specific?
Why do you want to
My
know
father has always wanted to try a blood pudding.
That
Blood
is not why
pudding?
it's called that.
What do you mean?
I don't think it's called a blood pudding because they're trying to make regular pudding, and instead of using a cream base, they use blood.
It is. Blood pudding is made with pig's blood.
I'm aware that there's real blood in it, but I don't think the person who made it the first time set out to make the same thing that you and I now call pudding. It's mostly like a sausage.
Yes. It's true.
I don't think they had all the other ingredients for... Well, and also we have to remember that the British call any dessert pudding.
True.
So like,
Okay,
and
so I was
a
wrong.
Yorkshire...
It's not cream, it's eggs. So you can replace any egg-based recipe with blood. Well, maybe not any, like anything that's
gonna-
going to be hard-boiled.
Hard-boiled. Okay, because eggs are used primarily as a leavening agent in a lot of recipes, and I don't think blood has any of the properties of being able to form like a bubbly matrix and hold that. Like a souffle only works because of the egg and the egg's ability to hold air, especially when cooked. And I guess I haven't had a ton of experience with cooking with blood, but it doesn't strike me as having that property.
Hey, look.
You can replace eggs with blood for meringues,
What?
cakes, and ice creams.
Who is telling you this?
A food scientist who made all of these things.
And was since arrested?
No. Slaughterhouses have a surfeit of blood,
Yeah,
and blood
I know.
has nutritional and caloric value, so
Mm-hmm.
there is a reason to see if it's a viable food source. Because
Yeah.
if a slaughterhouse can start selling a waste product as a product, that's a huge thing.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm just really thrown by that meringue thing. I mean, it helps that I don't like meringue in the first place, but I think if I did, I would like it a little less now knowing that.
Mm-hmm. Man, I am like the king of derailment. I'm only a little bit sorry.
I tend to view it more as, you are the kind of person who really will talk about anything.
And that's great.
And I actually mean that positively, at least right this second.
And that's great. That's great webovision.
Because, like, and I enjoy that you are able to get excited about anything. Like, I could try to explain to you the project I'm trying to make on the lathe at work right now, and you'd be into it.
Damn.
But I don't want to because it's complicated. And, so what I can say is that I'm having a lot of trouble, because as postulated as being a problem with my biological sex, have trouble envisioning spatial relations. So I have trouble sometimes drafting out projects. Like, I like to make a diagram before I start.
Wait,
And this one,
biological what?
my biological sex. People theorize that women are not as good at spatial relations.
Oh, I see.
And at least in my case, that is true. I cannot speak for everybody, but I definitely know that I struggle with that.
Well, last I checked, I wasn't a woman, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I would have to take a poll.
Keep in mind though that there is confirmation bias, because like I will mess up spatial relation stuff, but I don't think like, oh, this is confirming that my group or my genetics makes me bad at spatial relations. Just like sometimes I make mistakes.
It's true. I may not notice my successes.
Exactly.
Because I may not even understand them as successes. You really only realize your thinking failures, or like your thinking patterns, until you fail. Because thinking in itself is relatively effortless, and to have it not work is the only time you'll notice it. Anyway, the upshot is I spent like 45 minutes turning apart and made it way too big on the inside and way too small on the outside. So I had to scrap the whole bit.
Hey, what are you doing digging holes in the road?
It's true. Is he a sanction? He's not even wearing a high-vis vest. That's just some guy.
And yet somehow I'm the one in trouble.
You don't know that. Maybe you just need to go down to the station to make a statement to be used in court against that miscreant who's vandalizing the road.
True.
You've done the public a service.
By the way, the winning item is a television.
Just what I was expecting. Thanks a lot.
First of you to notice that the television is out basically wins the game.
Oh, I mean, I saw a television.
The television has not appeared yet. The television.
Okay, there is a television in the window of the
Television store.
television store.
Yes, but the television that is to come out of the warehouse has not yet.
I bet it goes to the television store.
Gee, really?
I thought we were still playing that game.
Considering you guys have missed about 20 items now.
Yeah, well, it's the Jurisprudence hour.
That's true. it's absolutely true. Jurisprudence, where the prudence does not extend to the game that's being played.
Yak, yak, yak.
Oh, more luggage.
I'm at soup.
Oh, he says where it goes.
You just noticed?
It's true.
I didn't notice that before.
I think Alpha was carefully talking over it most times, so we would have to guess.
Was that coffee? Pancake batter?
This was me fabricating a game show. That's how
Ice
good
cream store!
That's how good I am with game shows. I was actually fabricating one by my own patterns of speech.
Ice, ice, baby.
Do people still stick balloons in their shirts?
Probably kids.
I saw a lot of that at Girl Scout camp.
That's kind of the direction I was leaning toward. Not the Girl Scouts, but
Also, inflating your shirt in the pool to make it look like you had a bust.
yes. Steer clear, ladies and gentlemen. I have the truth in my truck.
The truth?
They say the cake is a lie, and in this case, I disagree. Chocolate cake is the damn truth.
I am a pie guy, but I must admit, now I kind of want nice, thick, frosted cake. Thick. But, like, the frosting needs to be thick. Actually, like, the cake itself should be just about as thin as possible. Actually, I just want to eat a bowl of frosting.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I've done it.
Oh yeah, I did that in college. That's how I
was
got through finals.
How was it for you?
It got me through my final paper,
There you go.
but I was the heaviest I had been up to that point when I
Steroids,
graduated.
man.
No, I had been.
Not to make this a
Oh,
heavy.
maybe I was on steroids then.
Not to make this a heavy topic.
Ho-ho!
Yeah.
Phone booth. Wow, it's really dating itself.
Sure is.
Yep.
Many kids today would not know how to operate one of those.
I mean, you unzip your pants and you pee all over it. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
A fair point.
Just what I was expecting. Thanks a lot.
Hey, a riding mower.
I don't think that's a riding mower.
Have you never sat a child on top of that and then pushed it?
Oh, Jesus, no!
I, in fact, have not.
Jesus, no!
Whoops, I missed the store.
The delivery truck.
Well,
Well,
the television never showed up, so everybody wins.
You're not allowed to have lawnmowers anymore.
Bananas.
Or
King.
children.
I'm okay with the latter. Well, since that happened, let's go play in the sandbox.
This guy.
And we're gonna help him get a banana.
What about he's the best at what? Sleeping around? What?
Sneaking. Sneaking around, but I love the way you twisted the lyrics.
I've never been able to figure out one of the words in the beginning. Banana gorilla. He's
Hello,
just
bananas,
the
gorilla.
something
He's just
gorilla.
the smoothest
Hello, Loli.
sarsaparilla.
I saw some delicious.
Yeah, it
bananas
does
from
kind
up
of
there.
sound like that.
That's
Just
what it is.
I'm looking for. But be
Smoothest
careful with the
ass
tourists.
gorilla.
No,
I'm going out to
smooth
get those
as
bananas.
sarsaparilla.
What?
Sarsaparilla
What?
is a plant
That's what-
No,
used
and also made
in
into
root beer.
a soda. I
That's-
know. I've had it before. That's not a thing though.
That's what the song says.
Is this human chess?
Sorta, kinda. Just don't
No,
walk.
it's nothing like human chess. It's a maze.
You got me.
Just don't step in the way of a camera.
I got all these bananas for myself.
No, you don't. For each
If
picture.
someone takes your picture, you have to give them a banana.
9 bananas left.
Yes, this is their silence ransom. For interrupting.
It's a blackmail game. It's a game of intrigue and theft and blackmail.
Thank you.
You lose if you lose all 10 bananas.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's only 8 witnesses.
Well,
But I guess you can get blackmailed more than once by the same person.
yes, if you're stupid enough to walk into the same camera path multiple
I have
times.
9 bananas left.
It's a maze. That's all it is.
Boy, lots of bananas. Bye now. See you later. Bananas gorilla.
Okay, what's left? Fire station, Captain Salty and Mr.
Mr.
Fix-It.
Fix-It. Captain Salty and Mr. Fix-It were always my favorites.
Well, then logic would dictate that we go to
How to
the
play.
fire station
The
next.
fire station.
Who's in for a real hot time?
It's gonna be lit.
That's true too.
Hi, I'm Smokey the firefighter. I must make sure that the fire engine is always ready.
So, would somebody like to explain to me why it's stripped now?
The fire hose will squirt water on the fire.
What's stripped?
No, the fire truck is stripped of all of its essential gear.
Oh, yeah, you do have to...
The life net will save people's lives.
What's the real purpose of the life net?
Oh, to move it out of the way at the last second so they have to use a parachute. Next question.
Yes. Well, I always thought it was a wrestling mat.
This siren makes a really loud sound.
This siren makes a really loud sound.
I'm getting more hick than pubescent intern.
Red flashing light gets everyone's attention.
It is hick.
There. All done. Guess I'll go upstairs. I could use a rest.
Wake up, motherfucker, there's a fire in town.
Yeah.
Oh god, and we only got the truck half ready. Ha ha ha! Run around panicking!
Yeah.
Move the mouse to move Smokey. Ah, I need my raincoat to keep me dry.
That
And
is
here is my helmet.
not a raincoat, dude.
Well, you don't like a wet piggy?
Down the pole.
I have a hard time believing he could maneuver his truck that way. Oh, and by the way, the stuff that's normally criminal in the delivery truck, you can get away with all of that here.
That's so true! Because, like, the police and the fire departments are, like, really chummy, and they'll cover for each other.
Well, also, presumably they are, not doing it maliciously?
Hey, no jacking off in public.
I didn't even realize there was another. Oh, that's because it's on fire now.
There wasn't another one.
We will save the people first. I must get closer to the window. Jump! Jump! We'll catch you!
I often don't.
Move the life net closer to the window. Jump! Jump!
Nope.
We'll catch you!
This was a serious suggestion after 9/11.
Move
Yeah.
the life net closer to the window.
Base jumping parachutes.
Jump! Jump! We'll catch you!
The real
I mean,
problem...
They brought up a good point.
Thank you, Smokey.
Yeah. It's true, but it's one of those problems that has, like, a
Solar!
paradoxical...
Gotta put out that
Hello!
No! God damn it, Solar.
What's...
Wet t-shirt contest.
So, what were we saying here?
Just gonna let their house burn down.
Paradoxical effect of, oh, did you just break a window that didn't need to be broken? Oh, you did! Oh, you're history's greatest monster.
Well, I mean, that is one of the problems when your house catches fire, is, A
Yeah,
lot
they
of the
break
damage
every
you have.
window and
I mean, a lot of the damage
hose
that's
down
done.
every service.
Yeah, is not necessarily the things that were on fire. It's the damage that was done from putting out the fire.
No two things are not on fire.
Oh, is the fire
No
out?
two things are not.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Good job. The fire is out.
You did great.
The fire station.
So, we are down to 2, it would seem.
Let's do the boat, because I remember that being very
The
slightly
seesaw.
disappointing
Captain
last time.
Salty.
See? Solar gets it. Solar knows that nothing I did was wrong.
When my house blew up, I had an old school tube TV in my living room that was right on the other side. And we found the TV. Like, all of the plastic bits had, melted into this really cool, sculpture almost. But the glass had formed, a fist-sized chunk of just molten glass and that had hardened. And so the whole screen was just balled up in one, roundish, fist-sized ball, which I thought was really interesting.
So,
Because
You
I
never told
wanted
me
to
that
know
story
why it
before.
didn't. Yeah, I wanted to know why it didn't form a puddle. Why it formed something with dimensions in every dimension.
Had it
you know,
hit the floor?
Yeah, it was on the floor. Because everything around it had either melted or disintegrated or combusted. The other thing is that if things were lightweight enough, they got sucked into the fire.
that's amazing.
Yeah. So there was anything that was fairly lightweight from that room was just gone. We found half-burned sandals and flip-flops and stuff in the garage where the fire was.
We send messages with the radio.
That had been sucked in at just the right time, where it was close enough to the explosion that put out most of the fire that it hadn't melted, but it was during the fire, so that the fire creating suction and vacuum from consuming all the oxygen would suck it in.
Radar helps guide us across the sea.
You have to be so smug about it. Jeez.
Can we say something about his eyes?
The lifeboat is for emergency.
I have a coworker with a lazy eye, or maybe a glass eye. I'm not sure which.
It's just funny though.
The flag waves in the breeze.
Help
It's
Captain Salty build his
very
ship.
convenient
By
though,
clicking
because
on the
it's
mouse when the hook
one
is
of
in front
those,
an object. Move the object to the outline that matches the
injuries.
object.
I don't want to
Click
use the
again
word
to put the
deformity because
object
that
in place.
has a way more negative connotation than I want to imply. But it's one of those conditions that you can stare at and no one will know.
Help Captain Salty
Because
build his ship.
My eyes are
Clicking
up
on
here
the
and
mouse
just like,
when
yes,
the
I
hook
know.
is in
That's what
front
I'm
of an
staring at.
object. Move the object to the outline that
I mean,
matches the
staring is
object.
staring.
Click again to put the object in.
Yeah, but
The flag waves in the breeze.
I mean, maybe as a professional lesbian, you have experienced the
A
same,
member of the crew sleeps in this bed.
you have the same experience that I have of learning how
Life preserver
to
will float on the water.
look at something pleasing without being a complete creep about it. By which I mean women.
Not really.
No?
I
Okay.
don't think I'm very good at it, to be honest.
Okay, but you have the experience of not wanting to be the creepy objectifier
Oh yeah,
but
no,
also
I feel
wanting
bad
to
about
catch
it
a
every
peek.
time I do it.
Here comes.
Okay. Okay, good. I feel like there's something to be said for something like being in that situation and not having to worry too much about it because your eyes are drawn to the appropriate place.
Yeah.
I know where your eyes are. I'm just not looking at them.
I'm not interested in them at this time.
Mhm.
The rudder moves when
Are you
it's
controlling?
real.
I'm controlling the crew members. Yeah.
Ace jumpers.
Nothing like the place here.
Right. So what I was saying, thank you parachutes for bringing me back, is that the idea of stocking a skyscraper with like break glass of you in case of emergency parachutes is that
Messages coming in.
motherfuckers can't be trusted during office parties not to get tipsy, break the glass, and then just go base jumping naked.
Oh no, is that true?
Ready to sail, sir.
Or is that like did anyone try this?
I mean, no one's ever really put in like emergency parachutes for
Well done,
realsies,
crew.
but
Looks like we work on our ship.
I guarantee it would be a matter of, I would say, less than 3 years before it happened.
So what are we gonna paint this thing, real quick?
What are our choices?
Blue and
I know it's-
gold.
I think gold sounds very presidential.
Do you remember what we did last time?
I can find out.
We paint the town red, then we paint his wife white.
Explain, please.
These are the lyrics to classical music by noted arranger and composer Kid Rock.
Richard, I would like you to check. Sorry, Ferret. I would like you to check the Skype chat because I posted an image that I think you will find funny.
Blue. We painted it blue.
Then gold it is.
Okay.
Alright, prepare to hear me laughing.
I hope so.
I did like that. But I'm gonna be cruel and not share it with the studio audience.
Crew, now let's
That's
get this
fine.
ship painted. I did a little painting myself there.
The AlphaWit Jurisprudence Hour is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
We wish. Oh, now look what you've done. You've made our resident Canadian upset.
Who? What?
Solar's here.
Oh,
Oh?
it's not that good. Paint doesn't make that sound. Thankfully.
Not on that surface, it shouldn't.
I like black and gold as a color scheme, but that looks pretty hideous for some reason.
Yeah, well, we're not going to have to worry about the black now.
Aye, aye, Captain.
We'll drown the
We're
crew
ready.
and then we'll be
Full
off.
steam ahead.
It never goes in the direction I think it should.
Yeah, I know. But the propeller, remember the direction the propeller is.
This is true.
The ship doesn't move any faster with a different frame rate.
That's pretty tragic.
Oh yeah, that's right. This is my old sensor button. Mother... We keep it family friendly here. We're not full of
You gotta lead it a bit more.
I wish I could go with them.
Why? You can fly, dude.
Yeah, he does have his own private helicopter.
I'd say that beats a ship any day.
Captain Salty. How to play. Mr. Fix-It.
Well, I will say
Oh
that
shit!
I will say
Mr. Fix-It's my jam, and I'm gonna go make chocolate milk.
I will say the nostalgia is not quite as strong this time, probably because it's been less than many years.
It's been, only a year
It's only
as
been
opposed
one.
to. I hope my milk is so good.
Oh, excuse me. Excuse me.
I only opened it a couple days ago.
Oh, you're getting chocolate milk?
Heck yeah! It's Mr. Fix-It, dude.
It's true.
Milk, does not go bad anymore.
That
It's
is
like-
not true.
One of those things where, I can have a gallon of milk and drink it over the course of, a whole month, and it's still fine.
I am not responsible enough to be a milk owner.
Oh, me either, but that doesn't stop me.
I've gotten to the point where I will only buy it in single pints because I don't ever drink it. I mostly use it for recipes, and I use it so infrequently that anything larger than a pint I can't use fast enough before it goes bad.
Do you remember what I told you about my own milk consumption the first time?
That you drink a ton of milk.
Pretty much.
Like, a lot.
I was really betrayed to find out that milk actually has really low nutritional value.
Yep.
Because you just don't absorb most of the nutrients that are in it.
Well, if that's the case, then I have no idea what saved me from my marching accident, where I should have had a far further broken neck than I did.
I don't know, you seem built very solidly.
I mean, I guess.
And, you do get some things from it, but it's not quite as good for you as the National Dairy Council would lead you to believe.
The cup is broken.
That bug is judging us. You see its face?
I didn't know they animated the bug with enough pixels to give it an expression.
That's racist.
Hey, there's some Gizmos and Gadget stuff going on here.
Uh-oh. Wrong direction.
You know how much milk I like?
Too much.
Little more. Little more. Little more. There we go.
Oops. Milk all over
I
the
don't know what I'm gonna be for Halloween.
I've already figured mine out. Dr. Watson.
Oh, that's right. You're gonna do it with... Was it
Shadow.
Joe or Caleb?
Caleb. Shadow. This balloon has nutritional value, right?
We blew it.
A little less than the milk.
Oh, that's okay. It'll make a nice used rubber.
What?
Weird.
But have you never used a broken balloon as a, a synthetic?
I had a friend with a mental illness, and she wanted to keep a guy around, so she used a used Subway bag as a condom once.
A what?
Subway, like the sandwich store?
Yeah, but won't that chafe?
I imagine there was like a lot of crinkling going on. You know?
This is.
I think you're doing that
upsetting to learn.
backwards.
Do I know this
Wrong
person?
direction.
You didn't know them very well. Wait, why did you have to change the band? Why didn't you just pull in the
Because this guy's
Opposite
not as
direction.
big a genius as you'd be led to believe.
Okay, fair enough.
Consider the fact that they're using plastic straws to drink hot chocolate.
Yeah. Truth. Yes, you knew this person. This
I
person.
dem-
This is
I
This is the
demand that you
person-
write it down somewhere.
this is the person who I hold up as the example of like, no, you don't have borderline personality disorder, because this is what I had to put up with a friend who had borderline personality disorder.
Was it Naps?
It was.
You know, I never met Naps.
I'm not surprised.
I mean, I'm happy I've never met Naps.
You know, I actually read a really interesting.
Oh my god, it wasn't with Kirk, was it?
No, this was right after they broke up. Yeah, because she was having sex with other people. So this was right after they broke up.
So we do not know the gentleman in question?
You don't. He was up in, like, Northampton, Massachusetts, so,
Understood.
It's a great song. Right, really interesting paper, that the main pathology of borderline personality disorder is not the fear of not being accepted. It's that you don't accept that people accept you, and so you never trust that you are in good standing with people, and so you can't stop worrying about it, and that leads you to the maladaptive behaviors where you fuck things up because you don't believe that you're really okay. And that fits really well with what I have observed, is that people have a good thing going, and then they don't trust it. They constantly worry that they're going to be abandoned, and so they voice that worry in a way that seems crazy to everyone else. And then they're legitimately put in a position of jeopardy of losing your friends because they're upset with what you've been doing. And then that leads to more and more panic.
Not a happy place to be, is it?
No. But it also fits together with the theory of that, like, having your being gaslit is one of the causes of borderline personality disorder. Because it was always like this really oh wow, I didn't realize you could like fail.
What's that?
I didn't realize that you could fail that jukebox hero section.
You can't. The song ended.
Oh, okay. So being gaslit was like identified pretty early on as one of the triggers to getting borderline personality disorder. And like there's like a tenuous argument to be made that like you can't trust what you're told, so you're worried that people will abandon you? Like that doesn't really, like, that's not really a good logical A to B to C, you know? But being gaslit, meaning that you can't trust what you're experiencing, meaning that you can't trust that your stable relationships are stable, totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Sure.
Anyway, I'm sorry for taking hostages and making this conversation about stuff that
Oh, no.
I guess isn't really fun for anyone but me.
Oh, no.
No, I like talking shit about Naps.
Wow.
she was the worst.
She was pretty terrible. But like, not in a way that I feel was like her fault. Just like, she just made everyone around her miserable all the time. But also like low-key sexually tense.
Mm-hmm.
Which, in fact, probably made it worse.
Really? Well, it gave you that idea.
So who is the eponymous Mr. Fix-It?
Oh, the fox.
Yeah, the fox that was running around pouring milk all over the floor in the last
Gotcha.
game. We actually opened the first stream with that one as opposed to this time where it was the last game. This is literally just to take us to 10.
I really should not be dispensing legal advice while I'm streaming with you guys.
No, probably not.
You should, what's the word? Disclaim that with something right about now.
Disclaimer, I'm giving you legal advice, but it might be terrible because I'm paying more attention to Richard's scary story right now.
Also, none of us are lawyers on the bar, so whatever we say, take it with a grain of salt. This is just three people talking. Or more accurately, you two are talking and I'm just enjoying the conversation. I don't have that much to contribute to much that was said, so...
I help run a online support group for sex offenders, and somebody messaged me, so I just shot them a quick response. I'm like, this is like risk of freedom kind of jeopardy that we're talking about here. I should really give this more thought, but I won't.
Oh. So it's not like you're worried about what you'll say on the stream. I mean, it's a little bit that, but it's also maybe you should be concentrating more.
Yes, maybe before dispensing legal advice to this person, I should concentrate more. Because I find that, like, I do a lot of, I think, very tangentially. Like, I'm very scatterbrained in, like, a very literal sort of way. My brain goes off in 10 different directions, and then they each kind of meet back and compare what they found and say, like, okay, this one is more relevant. We'll go follow that line of thought, and then we'll scatter again.
It's actually kind of an interesting way to go about it.
But I find that often, I often don't have an unbroken line of, like, A, B, C, D. I'll go off on a tangent, and then I'll get distracted, and I'll come back, and I'll start talking about the main topic without resolving, like, the point I was building up to. So
Yep.
I often have to go back and edit what I've written before I publish it to make sure that I'm not leaving any of those dangling threads. And
you did not do that?
I did not do that, but I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, it will be. Usually comes out to be.
Well, to no one's surprise, the Giants are not winning the football game.
Who are they playing against?
The Eagles, which is why I want to pay attention. You guys...
Where? Philadelphia?
That is where their team is from. I don't... actually, I know the answer to this. They are playing at... I just saw it. Nobody panic. At,
DC Giants Stadium, I'm going to
Giants.
pantomime sliding.
They're
Okay.
at the Giants.
Okay.
At the MetLife Stadium.
You know, the only thing I care about in football is the Super Bowl, for 3 reasons. Would anyone like to try and name them?
Halftime show,
No.
advertisements, possible wardrobe malfunctions.
You have one of them right.
Which one?
Okay.
The one you have right is advertisements.
Interesting.
There are two that
You
have
like to
stuck.
bet?
There are two that have stuck with me. Puppy Monkey
Food.
Baby, and
That's awful.
and Danny DeVito as an M&M.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go like further back, because I'm thinking like Budweiser frogs.
Oh no.
What?
I was thinking the Was Up commercial.
That's
with the
completely
aliens.
overused. Oh yeah, I remember the aliens. No, the two I like.
What's Up
mostly-
was like a thing for like 3 months tops, and then it
It
just
was a little
burned
longer
itself
than
out.
But yeah,
I still remember it though. But no, the
I mean,
two I like
I
were
wasn't
really
sad to
recent.
see it go.
No, the thing that got me about the Danny DeVito commercial was "Do you want to eat me?"
Yep, that's what got us all.
And I'm pretty sure there are many people out there that would be very happy to eat Danny DeVito.
I don't
Like,
think it's as funny as you think.
Sexually, or like to end him,
Oh,
or
yes.
like to take his comedy powers.
He's a meme.
¿Por qué no los dos?
He's a meme man. Probably the former. But yeah, I believe I heard food. That is one.
So you like to go to parties and eat food?
Well, regardless of whether I go to a party or not, I like to eat.
Yeah, you don't need the Super Bowl for that. Live your life, man.
Oh! All the drunk drivers who crash the cars, and then you can collect their organs.
No, sir.
Oh, just me?
Injuries.
I was
Excuse me?
close.
See, here's the thing. I want to know how far these guys are willing to take it to each other just to win a stupid game.
I don't know. I think it's kind of sad.
What I said, or
Both. Because they really do hurt themselves very badly.
Yeah,
right? So,
like we know the answer to this question, and it's that they hurt themselves enough in trying to get those rings that they end up with permanent brain damage, and then they beat their wives and eventually kill themselves.
right.
Or
So
kill
would
their
it-
wives and themselves.
Right. So would anybody like to tell me where I'm wrong in what I'm saying?
It's immoral to enjoy it?
Yeah.
And you want to be an outreach minister.
Look, I have my guilty pleasures like every other human walking this planet.
Okay. Okay, I guess.
I need the same help as everybody else.
Well, I'd put in a good word for you, but the people in charge and I are not really on speaking terms. You would be better advocating for yourself.
I'm not so sure about that, but okay.
I will not begrudge you your remittance.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
I happen to find your particular remittance distasteful, but I know that I have some pretty distasteful remittances as well, so I can leave it alone.
See, folks, this just goes to show you, it's easy to love through the less desirable points. Everybody's
Yeah, I'll
got
probably
it.
forget this conversation ever happened.
True. Who wants to catch Solar up?
About what?
About the last 2 minutes or so of discussion.
Oh, Alpha really enjoys it when football players hurt themselves. Even to the point where he knows that they, are, susceptible to the permanent brain damage associated with repeated concussions that leads to early onset Alzheimer's, violent behavior, suicidal tendencies, and occasionally
Good punk
murder.
band.
And still finds it cool. And we're telling him that, well, that's bad, but we understand that everybody has guilty pleasures.
What if I told you
And-
that these are grown-ups that are making their own decisions?
I would disagree with you.
Really?
In that, some of these people come from such disadvantaged backgrounds that the promise of a sports contract with its often incredible financial compensation is sometimes their only option for them and their families, and that they may not feel like they have a choice, and so will hurt themselves to support their families because they don't think there's anything else they can do.
That's a perspective.
I mean, yes.
Indeed.
I mean, it's going back to this it's a bit like why we don't allow you to have sex with children is because
What?
Well, hold on.
No, let me defend this.
Yes, I would love to know
So-
where you're going with this.
So it's unethical to go up to someone without ways and means and offer them your ways and means to support them in exchange for something unethical like sex, because it's coercive. You have power over them, and it is in their best interest to submit to your demands, and that is not cool, as we would say in the courtroom. And likewise, it is equally not cool for a scout or recruit to go up to a high school kid and say, "We'd like to offer you millions of dollars to push you to your physical limits, give you repeated blows to the head, and give you about a 1 in 3 chance of having your brain slowly degrade to the point where you hurt yourself and the ones you love who are around you." Because that's still a really good deal, but it's also deeply uncool in the same way that pedophilia is deeply uncool.
I would say I'm gonna be the world's most pedantic person, and I would say the way sex offense is uncool because there's a handful of what do you call them, non-practicing pedophiles?
That's true. You're right. I accept your
Non-practicing
pedantry.
non-practicing pedophiles.
Well, I mean, this is a
your pederast pedantry is accepted.
well because I mean this is a population of people that you have actually worked with, and I partially picked up the distinction from your work.
I need to mull this one over for a couple minutes.
Well, okay, so there are people out there who recognize that in themselves that they have an attraction to children, and are so horrified by that and so unwilling to act on it that they immediately seek help and treatment and spend the rest of their lives managing that in as safe and non-illegal a way as possible. So they could choose to self-identify as pedophiles because they recognize that they have those urges, but they have not ever offended in any way. Or okay, maybe not in any way. Offended legally. They may be a little bit offensive just in life. Anyway, this has been the AlphaWit Jurisprudence Hour.
Yes, and that title is what's going to appear on YouTube.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you both so much. This has been a really fun show, and I'm really happy to have had you guys and all of my guests and my server here over this first year. It's made me feel like I really should do this for a little while.
I'm definitely glad to have met you, and I'm definitely glad that we sort of fell backwards into this world of streaming and made this little pocket for ourselves and for all of our friendships.
Yeah, can't say I'm complaining. So, coming up in the near immediate future, Whit and I are going to continue on Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door.
Let me
Again-
double check that I'm down for next week, but I'm pretty sure I am.
Again, Wit is hosting that one, so check out her channel at Wit Sharper Than Fang. That's sharper.
Have fun spelling it.
That's sharper without the E and then without the A. Everything else is spelled pretty much as advertised. Wit Sharper Than Fang.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. Yes, I have no reason not to be here next weekend.
Awesome. And I will also be doing some looking back on Mega Man and Mega Man X. I will be getting my hands on the Legacy collections for both series on Steam, and Tron Bond from Poorly Played Games will be with me on a few of those, starting with Mega Man 2. I have plans to do Donkey Kong 64 with the Cannibal Kitty, who you may know from Cat and Spy. What else have I got on immediate tap? Oh, I want to do a little Steam game called The Narrator is a Dick. No, seriously.
The spiritual successor to the Stanley Parable?
Or possibly the spiritual successor to the curious incident of the Lady and the Tiger, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Whatever it is, it's guaranteed to be good. And I also want to have a community playing of the Oregon Trail, the zombie version. And, of course, the game show extravaganza will be returning.
Yay!
Can't go forever without that one, especially with a couple of new ideas that I have come across. Namely, and you guys that are Skyping with me can see this little menu I've got up. Blockbusters is one game show we're going to try out. What else here? High Rollers. Russian Roulette. Scrabble. The Joker's Wild. I'm attempting to get the prices right together, but it's not looking good as far as technical glitches. Some new Wheel of Fortune engines I can use. And of course, your favorites, Classic Concentration, Hollywood Squares, the original Wheel of Fortune we've been doing. Those are all going to be back. And as soon as I get a buzzer system going, we're going to have some Jeopardy on our hands.
Yeah,
That actually sounds pretty cool.
those are usually on Fridays? Or is it Saturdays?
It was on Saturdays usually, but with schedules having been shifted around since the last time I had one, I'm going to have to see what's good for everybody and make a choice then.
Well, if it will definitely include you in the invite, Ferret.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they are kind of fun.
Absolutely. I'd love to have you in one of them.
I would love to be in one of them.
It's mostly trivia from the early 90s.
I will get almost none of them correct.
Don't worry, we often don't.
I was deep into my own thing, my own autistic world in the 90s. Didn't really pay attention to what was going on in the outside world until much later.
And
Fair
so
enough.
your autistic fixation wasn't trivia?
No.
In the way that Alpha's autistic fixation kind of is trivia?
Uh-huh.
Yep. So, that is fine. That's not why you guys keep me around anyway.
Nah, we keep you around because you're entertaining.
That's the only excuse I've ever come up with.
And because of moments like Hung Like an Elephant.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was beautiful. That was awesome. That was amazing.
Put
Oh,
it this way: it's been many years since I last had the urge to not be friends with you anymore.
Aww, that's so nice.
well, ain't that
Of you.
well, ain't that just sappy? Oh, and one other thing. I'm aiming for Tabletop Simulator as well, and one of the first things I'm doing is designing a Mission Think tabletop experience. So I'm taking the AlphaWit Thursday feature that we did somewhere around 6-7 months ago, and I'm going to make it a real board game.
It's pretty impractical to do in real life, but it's perfect for tabletop simulator.
It's not stopping me from doing the real life version too, though.
No, but he's gonna have to print out a small novella's worth of laminated puzzle sheets. But it's been really fascinating working out, or at least watching you do all the work of working out what things need to change to transfer it from a computer game experience into a board game experience. And I think you settled on a really good idea.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I will be interested in playtesting it.
All right. I have a little more work to do on that front. I'm actually only through our run of level 3 as far as getting those pictures. I have the manual pretty much written. I just have to finish writing out the solutions, getting the pictures, that sort of stuff. And once
It's a ton of work. And mostly busy work.
It's true. But once it's done, it'll be so worth it.
All right. It is time for bed, or equivalent.
Yes, this has been Alpha.
This has been Wit.
This has been Ferret.
And thank you all so much for a year of fun on Twitch and on YouTube. Looking forward.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you so much. And looking forward to year 2. See you guys soon. Have an Alpha night.
Bye.
Peace.